Greetings, listener. Please enjoy the unintelligible ramblings of your favorite dynamic trio, Arva, Farah, and Westy, as they discuss past, present, and future gaming consoles. Welcome to The Unintelligibles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Unintelligibles. It's been a little while. I'm Arfa, and I'm joined today by, as always, actually, by my lovely co-hosts, Westy and Farah.
Hi. It's my fault. It's been a while. Technically, it's my uncle's fault, but I can't blame him at the moment.
Right.
I need a Ouija board for that.
Go to his grave. And
Like,
how
listen,
dare
man.
you make
Listen,
me miss
man.
my podcast.
Right.
Eh.
How have your week been? How has the week been for you guys? Weeks?
Ugh. Not the best.
Yeah.
And a fun little family thing go on. Maybe not fun, but you know. And then after that, just work. I've hit the sad point at work where I've realized I am. How long have I been there? I've been there like, what, 6 months?
Shit.
But I'm now, because they do a grading system from like 1 to 5. 5 is like the best you can do. And there's efficiency and quality. I'm like at a 5 in efficiency. So I'm keying 300 documents a night.
Oh my god.
And my quality's like just under a 4. So it's like getting close to perfect. Like little keying errors every now and then. Just tiny things.
You're
don't
making
really
a
affect anything.
mistake by being that high of an achiever because now you're going to get more work.
See, that's the thing. They are, because the people who are like in charge of getting the work, they'll like randomly at midnight, between midnight and 1 a.m., they'll come by and just start setting stuff on my desk and be like, hey, these have to get done tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, you always do, always be a solid 3.
But
Right.
they kind of trick you because it's like, yeah, if you're at a 5 for long enough, then you're going to get like a bonus. And I learned their bonus is like maybe $60 a year. All
what
right.
a shitty bonus.
So, like, I don't mind it, honestly, because if I don't get it done, I'm just gonna say like, I didn't do this, and they have to stay late. I'm not staying late. It's like I'm not doing anything I'll get paid for, and that means I don't have to get up again for the rest of the night. So it's just like perfect. I can do it. But still, it's not hard is the problem. It is. There's people who are like, oh, I keyed 5 whole things a night, and I'm over here at 300 a night. Just like, how? Like, what?
Yeah.
They've been there long enough, they know.
Yeah. It's kind of like second nature to them.
Yeah, but if you don't at least hit a 3, then you start getting little marks that I don't even know if they'll fire you, but they'll put you somewhere awful. They'll send you to the gulag.
We
actually have
to the
one.
gas chamber.
Oof. Damn. Right after we just uncovered the mirrors. Shame.
My week's been good. I did more training this week. Can now actually do my job finally after 2 months, 3 months, something like that. That being said, I put in for something else at work, it's not a position, but it's a designation. I think I talked about it last time. And if I pass the interview, then I have to go for 2 more weeks of training. So
Oh my god.
we'll see.
Damn.
If that happens. I enjoy training a lot, but I do
Oh.
actually want to start my job, like what I was hired to do.
Yeah.
I feel that.
And I don't want my boss to be like, he hired me and then it's like I'm not actually doing my job yet because I have all this training to do. I know he doesn't care. Really, he doesn't, but I care.
I was gonna say, like, training, you kind of have to go through that.
Yeah, well, I'm done my mandatory training now. Anything else I put in for is me putting it in for it for funsies, basically.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah. But I did say every year they have to do a report where they basically ask you what you want out of the year, like what do you want any additional trainings or experiences, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to do this training because I when I worked in a different department, one of my coworkers had done it, and I was like, you know what, I would be interested in that. And then I sent that in for him to do like my yearly review or whatever, which is funny because he literally I've been working there for like 2 months in his department, so he has to write a yearly review on me, and he's only known me for like 2 months. And then like the next week they were like, "Hey, we're accepting applications for this position, or like designation." And I was like, "Well, guess I gotta apply."
Mm.
Because there's nothing consistent about any of what I do. It might happen. They might do another call out in like a week, and they might do another call out in like 2 years. So
Oh my god.
That really is a pretty broad range.
Yeah, holy shit. I was expecting like, I don't know, like weeks to months or something, but years.
no, it's just based on how many people they have in that role,
Yeah, I guess
right?
so.
So if they have enough people, then they don't have to do the call out. But like if 4 people retire all at once or something.
Yeah. That's true. Still crazy though. Shit.
But yeah, it was fun.
Huh.
I enjoyed it. I didn't have to travel for it this time because it was close to home. It's actually shorter
Right.
for me to go to the training every day than driving to work. So I got to sleep in for an extra
Oh,
20 minutes.
that's nice, but then you're like, oh, I have to go back to work hours
Yeah.
after this.
Yeah.
Fuck. Shit. Well, that was about my week. I didn't do much. I took this week off actually, so I've just been resting. Resting and working on stuff when I'm not doing shit and feeling guilty, but trying not to feel guilty.
I
Arva's
feel it.
all in that Twitter drama right now. He is all over that shit.
Oh my god, it's actually been so nice. I haven't looked at Twitter in fucking days. Oh my god, I've just not been on Twitter since I tweeted last. I was like, guys, I'm gonna just take a break. And then I just left. I fucking
You're
hate
like,
Twitter.
bye.
Every time I take a break, I usually like stay on social media because I want to keep up with what's happening, or like, I don't know. You go away from social media for like a day and you miss like a whole fucking war. So I was like, oh, whenever I take breaks, I'm like, I'm gonna keep up just in case, so I'm not like coming back into not knowing what's happening. And I did not do that this time. I was like, fuck that. I'm not gonna be anywhere. No Discord, no Twitter. I want to see these bitches anymore. Not for a week. Not for a week, and then I can see them again when we're back.
Someone who's like a mega fan of you is gonna be watching this podcast.
Well, I don't mean them per se. I mean like the annoying bitches with their
You know who
stupid
you are.
takes and their hot takes that's really lukewarm or cold take, and they act like it's a world-ending discovery they've made. I'm like, oh my god, this has been done before. Please shut up. Someone take
I'm-
away their keyboard access.
I want you to know that I'm trying to. I got chai tea before
Mm.
the podcast, and Pepper is in my lap and doing everything in her power to try to drink it.
It's for
I was gonna
her.
say, is she trying?
It's
Yeah,
just
she's trying
for
to drink
her.
her
Yeah,
tea.
she's like, "Wow, you got me this."
That's
No, I
like
didn't.
every puppy's mind frame is, oh wow, thank you. This is for me.
This is for me.
Yeah. Food, drink.
And then when
Bye.
you push them back, it's like, oh no, thank you, I got it. And they keep going.
Yeah. I love them, but God, did they love food and drink?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The moment they don't even. I feel like even if you never give them human food, they know.
Holy shit, yes. The
Yeah.
little rat dog upstairs. He's a nice boy. But he irritates the fuck out of me because we don't give him like human food. All the most he gets every now and then is if like we order fast food and something falls out of the bag and he's quickie to get it, kind of thing. And this dog either acts like we've never fed him a day in his life, or acts like we just always give him his own bag of McDonald's. Like he always gets a Happy Meal. And it's just like, where did you get this from?
My
Like,
dogs have always known that. So my dad is, I don't know, he was just raised like an animal, I think, because that man tries to put too much food in his mouth and ends up dropping stuff on the floor all the time. And every dog we've ever owned has known that that's the place to be, is under dad's chair, because that's the most likely you're going to get food. And the number of times I've had to pick like a piece of lettuce or some shit out of Pepper's hair, and I'm like, fucking stop! Eat your food properly, Dad!
Yeah, that's like my mom.
She
The
knows where to
dogs
go.
know. They know where to wait.
yeah.
Yeah, they
But
know. They always sit beside the person who's most likely to give them food.
Yeah.
But even if they like never get it, every dog acts like, oh yeah, that's mine.
Yeah,
I always have that.
Yeah.
I've always gotten a French fry.
Where's
I mean,
my
it's always
McNuggets?
been my French fry.
You're lucky. You're cute.
Well, that does not segue into our topic today. We're actually talking about not video games this time, but we're talking on a similar topic that we did last time. Ooh, how original. Thanks, Arva. We're gonna talk about consoles and the future of consoles, because I watched the Nintendo Partner Direct recently, and I've noticed that a lot of Nintendo stuff recently has been a lot more quiet and lackluster. And I'm
'cause they're
thinking it's
making their
because
next console.
they're working on their next console.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about consoles in general, but also like the future of consoles, since we might be reaching. I don't think Xbox and PlayStation yet, but I think Nintendo might be going into the next generation of console, which means eventually Sony and Microsoft is going to join them. But I feel like it's always Nintendo first or last.
Usually is.
Well,
And then
Nintendo really is leading in like the handheld console.
yeah, and so they keep updating it because they want to keep that.
I don't know if there's
I
never
heard
been
there's
a
plans with Sony to bring back a PSP kind of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Xbox has ever done a handheld, but
No.
but PlayStation certainly has.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
closest
miss
we
the
have
PSP.
The closest we have to like a Microsoft handheld would be a Steam Deck, which isn't Microsoft, but
Which yeah.
it's close, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if Microsoft is ever gonna do a handheld.
Probably, I would think so.
I think if Sony does, if there's the PSP, the new one that comes out.
I actually
They
don't
are
think they
direct
will.
competitors. Really?
I don't think Microsoft will, because they're kind of doing a thing where they're already releasing their exclusives on other ones. I think they're focusing more on games than they are consoles now. I think it's just going to be that. Because when you look at it, really, it is the game sales that make the most profit. Like console
Yeah.
sales, oh, look at this. Look how many this sold. Yeah, during Christmas of that year. Where's it at now?
Yeah, that's true. Consoles are the thing about consoles is that you pay like a decent chunk of money once. But video games is an ongoing thing, you know. There's games coming out constantly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I actually don't see them doing it, because it's more of a waste of money to try to compete if you don't already have something in there.
Especially if they're like the weakest ones too, because Nintendo's already done handhelds, Sony's done handhelds before. Microsoft would be starting fresh, and if they can't even keep up with the other handhelds as their first release, then that is a huge waste of money.
Well,
Yeah.
and all the games you can play from like Microsoft are already on PC, and we already have Steam Decks and the
And
other
there's the Steam Deck,
handhelds.
yeah.
I forget what they're
Yeah.
called. They have weird names.
Yeah, I
look
agree
'em
with
up.
that then.
Let me look it up really quick.
Yeah, there's 2 more handhelds, I think.
There is a
I
lot of
think-
handhelds. Holy shit! Oh, they do have one actually.
Remember the
What?
Soldier Boy?
Yeah, it's the Logitech G Cloud. That is the Xbox handheld gaming system, straight
It
up
must
from
not
Microsoft.
sell very well because I never heard of that shit.
Wait.
Let me
What'd you
just-
say it was called?
Here, I'm doing a
G-Cloud?
blink real quick. Here you go.
I want to see this.
Yeah, it's just like a Steam Deck looking motherfucker.
Oh shit! Look at that.
350. 12-hour battery life. Debatable.
Huh.
Well, I'm sorry for slandering you, Microsoft, by saying you don't have a handheld.
But you see what I mean? They're not like really pushing this at all because I think they know everyone who does handheld gaming already kind of has one, and anyone who finds this is just kind of like why not?
Yeah, well, I think that's partially what happened with the PSP. I mean, there's multiple reasons why the PSP failed, sadly, because I wish it didn't. But I think that's kind of the reason.
I think it was a
because,
little
like,
ahead of its time.
It was ahead of its time, and Nintendo's just had such a grip on this market for a long fucking time.
Oh
So-
no. Sorry, I just have to also add in order to use this handheld console, you have to have an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership.
Okay, so this
that
is
makes
why...
sense, but that's still kind of annoying.
Yeah, because it's all
Yeah.
streaming, and at that point, again, there's a Steam Deck out there if you have Steam.
That's the thing,
Interestingly,
yeah.
it's kind of funny. You guys know the great flop of Stadia.
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
We're all well aware. I think it's funny because now we have the Steam Deck and stuff, which actually did really well, and it's the same concept, right? It's cloud gaming. Had the Stadia come out with a handheld, I think they would have done better. Also, the fact that their streaming was bad, so it was really laggy.
I was gonna say, I think they
Yeah.
just released it too early. Like that was not the right time.
Yeah, I think they could make a comeback. Maybe under a different name. Because not everybody thinks Stadia sucks, but
Right.
they did something that actually it works now, but it just didn't work yet.
Yeah, like they popped in with, hey, look, it's a full cloud service thing, and there were some fun games on Stadia. The service just wasn't
Yeah.
great. It was really laggy. It was spotty. And once they finally got all of that resolved, and if you look at the last days of Stadia, it's like everyone's like, yeah, this is amazing now. It just had a rocky launch. The launch is what gets you, though. Because after you become the
it really
meme,
is.
you're fucked. You're done. There's nothing else you
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
Who put out Stadia? What company was it?
Ooh.
I have no idea, actually.
It was their own Google. It was Google.
Google likes to do that. They like to come out with stuff that does bad, and then other companies do it better later. I.e., Google Glasses. Now we have Apple Vision.
Right.
But
right.
again,
Google tries, but
they do it too early. They do it when
They
it's
do.
just like
they do to it too early. Yeah.
it's kind of like the strategy of, hey, I just got this, immediately turn around and get rid of it. Like, no, you hold on to that until there's like enough hype, and you're maybe not the very first one to do it, because the very first one, all they're gonna see is the flaws.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Google is a very innovative company, and they do a lot. But they're like the scapegoat because everyone's like, this won't work, and then like another company comes in and does it better.
Like I
'Cause
said,
they see that and go, "Oh yeah, that could be good."
it's if you have nothing to compare it to, you have nothing to be like, well, this sucks, but hey, it's not as bad as that over there. You're just left with, well, this part sucks, so it all sucks.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Google needs to not be as innovative. Just like let other
Right, like sit back and chill
companies
for a little
do
bit
it
and then come
worse
out with
first,
something.
and
They
then
need
do
to, like,
it.
Leak just a little bit and then wait, and then once other companies start announcing it, then they can release it, because
Yeah, they need to, like...
it's not as stupid then, right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of cloud, or not a lot, but there's a lot more cloud gaming services now.
Well, it's I mean, if you would try to launch a cloud game, it's possible now. 10 years ago, you couldn't do cloud gaming. It's just
Yeah.
we didn't have the bandwidth capabilities that we do now, and server sizes. But it's totally reasonable now. I mean, even when you think of, like we talked about last time, when you buy a game, and you buy the disc of a game, and then the game isn't actually even on the disc. It's just like a code to download it.
Yeah.
A lot of our games
Right.
are like cloud-based, even if we're not using a cloud-based system.
Yeah, because you still have to get it from somewhere.
Like
I wonder if
most
they are gonna come
games.
back. Actually, Stadia with the new name now that it's successful and it can work.
Yeah, I mean, we have cloud-based, exclusively cloud-based handhelds, but we don't have an exclusively cloud-based console, I don't think, right now. That's what the Stadia was.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
a
think
like a
so.
standstill console that,
Yeah, that was fully dependent on cloud.
yeah, because that's what they did first. I think it makes more sense to have a cloud-based handheld
Yeah.
because you're taking it all over the place. Whereas, if you have a still console like an Xbox or a PlayStation, you're not really moving it around. So
Yeah.
the cloud is
Yeah.
like it's not as important. But I definitely see the appeal of it. I mean, especially like being able, I mean, I know they have limits on, how much cloud storage you can use, just like it is with any cloud storage service like Google Drive and all that stuff. Even though you're not storing it directly on your computer, they give you a limit and you pay extra for it, but they can store a lot more in terms of like video games on a cloud than you can on a physical console.
Yeah, because storage gets eaten up quick. Holy.
Yes, games are so big.
It's also like the big seller of it should really be paired with a handheld because it's cloud based. So it's like, oh yeah, you're playing this
Right.
at home. Oh well, now you got to go, but that's okay because you can keep playing your game as you go. They didn't really
Yeah.
do that.
You're leaking the next Switch right now.
I mean,
Right, the Stadia Switch.
but that's what it
Stadia collab.
should be if you're gonna do full cloud service. Because what other point is there other
I
than
agree 100%.
not manufacturing discs? Which, by the way, did you all see discs are coming back?
I did, wasn't it like I can't remember what the size of it was, but it's huge.
200 terabytes.
Yeah, it was insane.
I love its name. Farrah, have you heard about this?
No, I haven't.
So hang on. I'm gonna find the article really quick because I just want you to see the name. But it's a company that there's like this is the long-term storage solution because 200 terabytes is insane.
That's
Is
wild.
absolutely
Now we say that,
insane.
and people are gonna be watching this in like 2040, and they'll be like, "That's nothing. That's like 3 games."
Right, 200 terabytes.
Here,
I
what's
should
this?
be quicker than that.
This is the name. Look at the name.
Let me see this. Better be like Greg or something. Researchers have developed in a proper noun, very big disc TM.
It's called Very Big Disc.
It's called
Okay,
very big
very big
disc.
Good name.
And
I'm a disc lover. I prefer having the physical
I
copy
do
of a
love
game.
discs. They're also just
So,
pretty. I like the look of discs.
Yeah, I just like having them. Even if I don't really own them, because it's still like you download from the cloud. It's just nice to be like,
have something physical.
yeah, it's just nice. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely a disc lover. I hope that they never go away.
200 terabytes though.
yeah, I was gonna say
mental.
this is gonna be bringing it back a bit just because you can back up your whole PC for years, for a lifetime.
Remember when you'd buy a game? I'm trying to think of a good example. Probably Call of Duty, and it was too big, so it came on like 3 discs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Dead
You'd have to
Redemption
install
2.
the first one, and then the second one, and then the third one.
When I was really young,
One
I
would
didn't
be
realize that was a
multiplayer.
thing, like a one-time thing. So I would I learned very quickly. Obviously, it's not something that I did for like a long time. I think I did it like once or twice, but I'd be really young and I'd put in 1 disc, obviously the one that was labeled 1, which was the install disc, and I'd put it in and be like, why isn't there a game on this? I thought I got 2 games. and then I would look and I'd be like, okay, well, I'll try the second disc, and I put that in and it works. And then I would realize that, oh, 1 just installs and 1 plays the game. But it was so funny because I got the little package for it and I was like, oh my God, 2 discs. I was like, whoa, I have 2 games in here. That's crazy. I did not.
Funny.
And then I think, yeah, actually, no, I did one more time, put the number 1 disc in, and I was like, does this actually work? And then I realized, I was like, oh, wait, this is purely
Second
the
time's the
install.
charm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought I had 2 games and I was so excited, but then I realized no.
You
This is
brought
just
back
all one setup.
the like flashback of the first Sims and all of their DLC.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, yes.
Having to get a separate disc for every DLC.
Yes.
And
Them's were the
lots.
days, man.
It's like, oh man, we got like the Sims and the Sims pet. Oh, and here's the Sims magic, and here's like the Sims school. And they had
I used-
40
I-
fucking discs in a
Yes.
row of how you had to install. Because they
Yeah.
had to be installed in a certain way. You couldn't just do one, then the no, it had to be like this one, then this one, then this one, or it would just break your game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a few Sims DLC discs for the Wii. Sucks if you had it for the DS because you just didn't get DLC. It was just like, nope.
Yeah, because I feel like there's
you
no
get the
way to
base
actually
game
do
and
that.
that's it. And the base game was like cut down a bunch because you know
Oh,
you're
yeah.
playing on a DS and that's not exactly the pinnacle of gaming hardware.
Yeah.
I had a friend who had the fucking Sims for Xbox, like Sims 2. And I was like, oh, cool. Hey, I like Sims. Let's see the Xbox version. They had nothing on there. They had like
Yeah.
5 pieces of furniture and you could make one Sim. I'm just like, yo, this sucks ass, dude. Like, what the
I
fuck?
definitely think in terms of Nintendo, they're gonna stick with the hand. I mean, they've only made a few non-handheld consoles. I think they've made more. Have they made more handheld than non-handheld?
Yes. Without question,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have to
so-
fact check that.
And the last purely non-handheld was the Wii, so that was quite a while ago.
Yeah, and then they made the Wii U, which had the which had a handheld anyways.
I think they're definitely, I mean, they pretty much dominate the handheld market. Steam Deck is a good contender, I do think. But I mean, in terms of buying a handheld console, more people are probably gonna buy a Switch.
Yeah.
So I do think whatever next console they put out, I honestly think the Switch is brilliant. Like the fact that it can be a handheld and not a handheld is genius on their part. Like that is a really good idea, and
Mm-hmm.
I think they should keep going with that
I
because
hope they do.
it's good. Like it works, especially like I don't really use the handheld mode on my Switch a lot, but I know lots of people do. People who travel, people who have families. Like it works, and it's a really smart idea. So I think that the next console is going to be the Switch 2. Basically, it's going to be the Switch, but just better. Honestly, I know how we were all impressed with the Switch when it came out. And then like the Steam Deck came out and we all realized that the Switch is actually like not like it's really bad. It's actually not very good.
Mhm.
And then they came out with the Switch OLED and we were like, "Oh, nice, they're going to upgrade the hardware." But then they just like upgraded the battery and like the screen and that was it.
I know.
And
I
we
was
were like,
okay,
"What the fuck?"
cool, thanks. I'll stick with my Switch.
Because I mean, like there are games you fully cannot play on a Switch because it would not run. It would not run on a Switch, but you could play them on a Steam Deck. So I think Switch is probably just gonna make Steam Deck but Nintendo, basically.
It's also Steam Deck has more versatility because you can actually put a version of Windows on Steam Deck and use it for other shit if you want to, and then swap back
Yeah.
to games.
Yeah.
And
Nintendo, when are you developing your own OS system?
It's
Get on it.
and it's also more of like I feel Steam Deck was made for because I have held a Switch and I've played a Switch. It's so uncomfy to me. I have too big of hands.
Yeah.
Steam Deck fits like perfectly. It's designed for just regular size hands, not tiny little Cabbage Patch hands. If you can hold if you can hold a Switch perfectly, you are a gnome.
Oh,
They're-
I'm a
they're
gnome.
rough.
I can hold a Switch. perfectly.
What?
Yeah.
I wish. I need to actually get a Pro controller still.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's like life. I've never not used my Pro controller. I bought it immediately as soon as I got a Switch. I was like,
That's
yeah.
what I hear. Yeah, I
Pro
should
controller.
finally. I should get one. My fucking Joy-Cons have controller drift on one of them, so I should really just get the Pro controller and put it out of its misery. I think that's what's gonna happen too. I hope that's what happens because the Switch is really good. I really like the Switch and its concept, and I feel like knowing Nintendo, they probably won't. They'll probably try to innovate some new shit. But I'm hoping they, at least for one more generation, like work on perfecting the Switch more, or like making it more powerful. Because
They do like
obviously
to try
other
new things.
developers have done similar sizes to the Switch with more powerful hardware, so I feel like Nintendo could do that because their hardware is always lacking. I don't even want to say I love you, Nintendo, anymore. I used to be such a Nintendo fanboy, but Nintendo like fucking blows recently in recent years. But please, a little bit more hardware, please. We all see how much your games are struggling. All your fucking games and developers, they're all like trying to make games that are really pretty and have more scenery, and it's like 2 trees because they don't have the
That's all
software.
you can render is 2 trees.
Please, just a little bit more. I know your developers want to make better games with some more graphics and shit. I know Nintendo doesn't stand for graphics, but like I can tell some of your games want better graphics real bad.
I like that you're over there. Nintendo, please, just a little more hardware. Like, best we can do is keeping our games the same price as they're released.
Right, like it's not gonna happen. I'm like, please, we'll take it. All these other consoles are like stepping up whole generations, and Nintendo's still like sitting here.
Nintendo is very slow for they try new things, but they're not. Okay, hear me out. Next Nintendo console, Virtual Boy 2.
Well, and I will
Hear me
also
out.
I will also say they didn't really have a lot of fear for years, because what was the alternative to handheld gaming?
Right.
Yeah.
Go back, hell, even just 10 years ago, what handheld gaming system did you have?
Yeah, a DS.
It's true.
So
It's true.
they haven't really had competition. That's why I say competition is good. It pushes innovation. It's just like, oh shit, they did that better. Hang on, we can do it better. And it's just a better overall product for people buying it. And I think Nintendo's a really good example of, if you do not have competition, it really just stagnates. Nothing's happening anymore.
See Pokemon as an example.
Yeah, now we have Pal World, which I still haven't played, but people seem to like for some reason.
I think the appeal of having guns and using your Pokemon in a labor camp is.
I am
also have
concerned,
not played
but
it. I also have not played it.
I've only seen memes. But oh my god, this really is just like an ammo labor camp. I'm looking at screenshots, and they have like lines of these. They're called pals. Lines of these pals.
It is. I told you.
Carrying resources. They have one that's breathing fire into a furnace. They have sheep on auto turrets. Oh my god.
And with that, I want to know how that affects, because they did their Pokemon Direct announcement, and I want to know how they're gonna. I want to see when they release it how they're gonna react to.
They don't care.
Competition. No, they probably
they don't.
won't.
They have such a stronghold on that kind of market. Like, their biggest competitor for a long time was Digimon, and looking at the popularity of Pokemon versus Digimon, like, Pokemon's still significantly more popular.
Yeah. But weirdly, that's mostly just in the West. Like, it's not as big over in the East.
I blame weebs.
Yeah. Well, it's because when Pokemon released, like, over there, they were just like, oh, that's okay. But it was getting outcompeted by a lot of shit. Over here, oh my god, we devoured it. Pokemon was, like, made for us.
Yeah. I just want an enjoyable Pokemon again, please.
Best we can do is sell you the same game twice for full price.
Right.
And you get a different starter.
Don't worry, you can still catch the other one later if you have a friend who has another copy and you go to their world and you do a trade. But in order to do that, you have to make an account, and then you have to give us $40 Nintendo dollars. I don't like Nintendo very much.
They are. They're yeah. I honestly.
To.
I hate the fact that the fucking First of all, why did it take so long to get a Mario Party that was online compatible?
Yeah, that one seems like it was a kind of a missed thing, because online gaming in like the late 2000s, early 2010s is when it was really starting to kick off, say, right?
Yeah.
And when did the online compatible Mario Party come out?
Fucking like 2013 15 or 16, I feel like. Maybe even later.
That's actually not awful. Because, again, mid 2000s online, you probably don't remember it as well. Online gaming was kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't
Let's see.
what it is now.
It was Mario Party 10, I believe. It was 2015.
So,
It wasn't on the Wii U though that it was online. It was after it went to the Switch. I believe.
Right.
So
Right.
if that's the case, would it be Super Mario Party? Because was Mario Party 10 online? Maybe it wasn't. If it's Super Mario Party, which was the next release, it would have been 2018.
okay, that's a little more
Shit.
unreasonable. But, like, yeah, I even looked it up as, like, the average internet speed in 2010 wasn't really that good. It was, like, barely 5 megs.
Yeah.
So, it's only recently that we've kind of been like, you know what? We got the good shit. And we got fiber. We got, like, what's Google's one? Google Fiber. We got Google Fiber, Verizon Fiber. His name suck ass. Fios, that's what it's called. I was gonna get it. Anyway.
The thing is people asked for the old games to be put on Nintendo Online for so long. It took them years to finally do it. And then Nintendo Online was so bad. It's like
Yeah.
really laggy. It's basically playing what's Steam's thing? What's Steam's like,
Oh.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like couch co-op type
Oh,
thing where you play
yeah.
online with somebody.
Yeah.
What's it called? Hold on. I know what game to look up to find out because I've used this service once and it was really bad. Garfield Lasagna Party.
Oh, right.
Why did that not give anything? Okay, there it is. Remote play together. That's what it's called.
Right.
Not good.
No.
It wasn't 2 years ago. Maybe they've improved it, but it was not good when I used it.
It's okay. It'd be the old days of Hamachi.
I used that shit so much for Minecraft. Hamachi was goated. For real. Ahead of its time.
It was. I also used it for Minecraft.
I used it for the first Risk of Rain.
Oh. Still need to. Well, I don't need to play that anymore. I played Risk of Rain Returns, which is basically
Same thing.
the same thing. Yeah. So I can say I've technically played it now. I've played it by proxy.
But yeah, and then the fact that like every single Mario Kart DLC pack that comes out is like, if you don't have the online, you have to like pay for it separately.
Oh
and
my
then
god.
The fact that we have not gotten any Mario Party DLC, period, at all.
Yeah. And the fact
There's
that
like
none of their games
5
ever go on
maps.
sale either.
There's like 5 maps, and there's only ever been 5 maps.
Oh my god. You would think they would make DLC for that game.
I don't know why they don't.
I feel like there's really good potential there for DLC.
I feel like absolutely there's not that many characters to choose from. So you could add characters and add, cuz the whole point, if I'm talking about Mario Party Superstars, because that's the best newest Mario Party. Super Mario Party is not very good.
That's what I've
Mario
heard.
Party Superstars is the good new one. All the maps that are on there are not new. They are remade old Mario Party maps. Same with the minigames. They're all remade old Mario Party minigames. So why, and they're doing this with Mario Kart, they remake old Mario Kart maps. Why are they not doing that with Mario Party? I don't get it.
I don't know, because they're stupid.
They are.
Because they're fucking stupid.
Mario Party is like very, like, I would enjoy it more if it had more options. It's just like, I've played this map 17 times, you know?
Yeah. I feel like Nintendo misses a lot of marks to be a greedy pig like they want to be. Like they want to be very greedy with their fucking never putting games on sale, charging like fucking full price for like a shithole game that was like 5 years ago that it released.
8
But
years
like
ago.
like 20 years ago, like these games never go on sale. Holy shit. They never, like I've never seen any mainline Nintendo games go on sale. And if they are, they're out there for sale for like 10% off. Maybe if you're lucky.
Neither do their
Ooh.
consoles.
And neither do
Either.
the consoles, right? They're always full fucking price.
They're
And the
always full
accessories,
price.
full price.
Because
Anything.
one of my coworkers was like, "We're thinking about getting a Switch. I'm gonna wait until Christmas," and I'm like, "It's the
Good
same
luck.
price. They just
Just get
bundle
it
a
when you
game
want to
with
get
it.
it, right?
You just get Mario Kart, and you also will still pay part of Mario Kart. You still are paying more than the regular console by itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'd never put their console on sale,
No.
No.
whereas PlayStation and Xbox actually do.
Yeah, I got my PS5 on sale
Even the Steam
for
Deck
like
was on sale.
half price.
Yeah. Nintendo has never had a Nintendo console sale ever.
And it's so unfortunate because I used to be such a Nintendo fanboy when I was a kid, because obviously that's the market, right? Like their market's primarily usually kids. I mean, obviously I still play on Nintendo and a lot of people still do. But like the kids aren't gonna notice the shitty business practices and stuff like that, right? They just see Pokemon and pretty consoles and go, ooh. And so I was eating it up as a kid with my like DSi, DS, 3DS, all that. And then I grew up and I was like, oh, you fucking suck. You suck, Nintendo. Oh my god. Also, bring back flip notes. Oh my god. I want flip notes so bad. This has nothing to do with anything. I guess it still has something to do with handheld consoles because it was exclusive to the DSi. But I miss it.
I
Oh
never
my
had
gosh.
one, but it's Flip Notes.
Yes.
Flip notes is like an animation software. Like
Yes,
a
I remember
little
this.
easy to use, accessible animation
There
software on the
is
DSi.
there's a guy, I don't remember his name, but he still animates with it.
Yeah,
He makes
I
goofy little
think I might know who you're
animations.
talking about. Unless I know another person, because I know there's a few people that do flip notes animations. But it was an animation software where you could upload animations for other people to use, like templates. You could upload your own just like animations in general that people can't use and they can download, and you could make your own. It was insane. It was so simple, and there's only like 3 or 4 colors in the brushes, but like people were making full on like stick figure fights in Flipnote Studios. And it was really cool, and I miss it. It was really cool because you got to see everyone's creativity, and it was also really cool because when I got my DSi, I didn't have enough money to buy any games. I just had enough for the console, so I didn't get games for like a solid week and a half or month even. So I just played Flipnote Studios constantly.
I
On the drive
played
home, I was like, I need to find
an
something to do.
you know what was a good game?
Uh
Um what was it called? Hold on. Hold on.
AFK put
I'm
in
gonna
like the Jeopardy waiting
Face
music.
Raiders.
huh.
Face Raiders.
Oh yeah, Face Raiders. That was another good one.
That was such a good game.
Yeah, I did have other games when I had my 3DS though, so luckily I did not need to use that one as much, but it was still good. I used to just like stand in my room and spin around and play Face Raiders with my AR experience.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never played
man.
any of that.
AR or Face Raiders was using. They always had like one game that like played off the gimmick of their handheld at the time. The DSi was flip notes for the internet. The 3DS was Face Raiders, which was using their AR software
Yeah,
with
there
the
was also
3DS.
little cards you could buy,
Yeah, you could
and they
get.
would
I
make
had
like
like the whole
their
starter pack
characters.
things. So I had
Yes,
like
me
5
too.
or 10 cards or something. You could just like you would put them on the table and something would happen with them in the 3DS. I was like, oh, this is so cool. And then I did it like one more time and realized I was like, okay, this is
I'm
not cool
over
anymore.
it.
I'm over it. Wow, that tree pops out of the card. Whoa, okay.
Whoa.
But I miss it. I miss flip notes so much. That was my favorite. I probably because I'm an artist, so it like really resonated with me. But even if you weren't an artist, you could make like some silly little animation. I remember that's how I found out about the stupid fucking song of chicken wing, hot dog and bologna.
Oh my
That was where I found
god.
that.
I have not thought about that song in a very
What the
long
fuck?
time.
It was some stupid fucking meme song, and I think the first time I heard that was in Flipnote Studios because there was some dumb little animation and it had that audio, and I was like, "What? What is this?" Changed me as a person.
Defined who I am today.
But now I want to get a handheld again. I mean, I have a 2DS, but like, I want more.
I have
I
a
want to get a
3DS.
PSP again. Ooh,
I agree
or
with
not,
that.
or not again. I have never owned one, but I want to own a PSP and I want to mod it so bad. But also, they're kind of expensive. Some of them.
Yes.
It depends on
Well,
which ones you go
trying
for.
to buy quote unquote vintage consoles is it can be pricey. By the way, I
Mhm.
was looking at um because originally when I was gonna buy an iPhone for face tracking, this was about 2 years ago. I was gonna get an iPhone X because that's the oldest phone you can get that has ARKit on it.
Right.
And at the time it supported the newest iOS, but since then we've had iOS 17 come out. And it is not on the iPhone X. It's only on the oldest one it's on is
Is it
iPhone
not?
XR and XS, yes.
Wait,
So
XR and XS is it on also?
it's on iPhone XR and SS,
Oh,
XS.
thank God. Okay, I have an XS. I was like, oh my
And
God, good
so
upgrade.
yeah, because it's significantly like a refurbished iPhone X is $100 cheaper than a refurbished iPhone 11. So I was gonna get an X, but then I saw it's not supporting the newest iOS system, and I was like, well, I need VTube Studio, and eventually it's gonna be too outdated, and I won't be able to use VTube Studio. And I know that whenever they come out with the next iOS, it's probably not going to be supported by the iPhone XR and XS. So I ended up going with the iPhone 11. And I don't know where I was going with this. I had a point originally, and I've forgotten it.
She's over here bragging now. Here's what I
What
just
were we
bought.
talking about? Oh, vintage.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I was looking at what iOSs are supported on each iPhone and iPad that's come out. I have the original iPad Pro, which came out in like 2015 or something like that. And on the fucking
Holy.
website it says vintage, and I was like, bitch, it's not that old.
Vintage.
That's what it says. I was like, vintage. It's not
Oh
that
my
old.
God. Right. Holy shit.
I thought
That's
it was funny.
crazy. Oh, that's interesting. I want to look that up. I want to see which one's like the last like update each generation of phone got.
I will say probably one of the cheaper quote unquote vintage consoles you can get.
Hmm.
Um the GameCubes are not expensive really. And Wii's.
Yeah, Wii's are always like piss
They're not
cheap. I
that
don't know. They're
bad.
just so cheap, which is crazy. I'm glad they are though. But yeah, GameCubes aren't. There was this one point that I feel like GameCubes got really expensive. I think, or maybe it was just expensive to me at the time because I was broke. I mean, I'm still broke, but like a little less so now. But they're not too bad, honestly. Oh, I want a GameCube again so bad.
Me too. I have a Wii, so like reasonably I don't need one,
Right.
but I just like them, you know?
Yeah, I really like the way they look. And I like their I like their tiny little
They're
discs.
tiny little discs. They're so cute.
And the startup. Hello, of course. The
Yes. Boop
startup is
boop
like
boop
the
boop
best
boop boop
part.
boop 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 boop.
So good.
Womp.
Womp.
Yeah,
That and the PS2. Best startup sounds ever
I
for a
agree with that.
console. And the original Xbox. I'm biased because I had an original Xbox, but that shit
I
also
like
hit really good.
yes. When I got an Xbox One and they changed the startup noise, I was actually very
Oh,
disappointed.
because the 360 still kept it. The original 360 still had a similar kind of startup. They had the more
Yes.
modernized one where it was like whoosh, like it whooshed instead of blubbed.
Yeah.
This is so
Yeah.
stupid. But it was more swooshy, and I was like, okay, this is still cool. But then they went through the refurbished, like halfway through the 360's life, where they like updated the UI, and then it became more like the Xbox One, and then they came out
Can
with the Xbox One.
Xbox stop updating their UI?
No.
Right?
They
Like, can we
keep
just keep
making
it?
it worse.
If they
Can we
if they
keep it
don't
the way it
update
was?
it, they will wither and die.
They
Stop.
will. God, I mean,
Stop
look at their Windows
updating your UI. You
platforms.
make it worse every time.
They always it's always like this, especially with Windows, because it's been like that with all the Windows on computer too. But like, they'll get a they'll get a patch where like it's really good, or they'll nail it on the head, or they'll hit
It's
the nail on the head, and you're
we
like, ooh, this is a really good update, and we love this. And their next update changes everything that we loved, and it's awful, and everyone's like, we hated this, and they're like, what? You hated this?
I have a
Yeah.
friend who it
Oh
was
my god.
every time the Windows come out, he'd be like, "No, no, I'm not getting that." I was like, "Why?" He goes, "It's even number. Even number Windows suck." I'm like, "Wow, you know what? He's actually right."
But
He
Windows
is
11
right.
sucks, and it's not
Windows
even.
11 broke the curse because yeah, Windows 11 sucks.
I
Yeah,
don't have it yet. I refuse to
I
switch over
refuse. My
until
brother's
they
my
physically make me.
his computer did that like last year, like a little bit ago, like when it first came out. It like forced him to update, and he's been on Windows 11 ever since. And I don't know why, because I've never been prompted to get Windows 11.
I've been prompted,
Knock on
and then
wood.
there's a tiny, teeny little text in the corner that says "No thanks,"
No
and I'm
thanks.
like, "No, I don't want Windows
Maybe
11."
that's what he missed then. Maybe he just like didn't read that and just accepted it. I'm glad. It's true though. Yeah, Windows will go through like one where it's really good, and then the next update it's awful, and it's changed completely. And we're like, dude, what the actual fuck? Why would you do this? And then people start to grow to like it. They're like, okay, never mind. We were a little harsh. This is okay. Like, whatever. We'll learn to live with this. And then they change it again next update, and it's worse again. And we're like, dude, can you stop?
Their
Can you just like
specialty.
refine it instead of trying to rebuild it every single fucking time?
what was the topic?
Future of
consoles.
consoles.
Well, we
Just
were
checking
teetering on it.
in.
We're still talking about Xbox. We just shifted over to Windows because Windows also fucking sucks.
I don't think Xbox or PlayStation is gonna change a whole lot. They've, you know,
They've solidified themselves pretty
they
well.
basically they update their hardware. They change their look a little bit each time,
Yeah.
but it's their Xbox and PlayStation. They kind
Right,
of
like I feel like
always
they've
had
been
the same thing
pretty
going.
consistent for the
They have
past few
very
years.
strong followships, so
Yeah.
they don't really need to innovate a whole lot. People care about having more space on their console, good graphics, fast loading times, and as long as they keep up with those kinds of things, then they're not gonna have a problem.
Yeah. I'm scared about the prices of future consoles though, because they have been
You know what? I think everyone was very scared when the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X and S were coming out. Before they were released, we all knew the consoles were coming. And everyone was really worried about how expensive they were going to be, and they actually were not that bad.
too bad. Yeah.
And people were surprised, especially the Xbox X and S was a big surprise because Xbox has never done that before where they've had two options for like a console that one is less expensive than the other, which is really smart for them to do, but no one was really expecting it. And the Xbox Series S is very affordable, actually.
Yeah. It's true.
If you're the
It's
kind of person
true.
that doesn't have like a whole bunch of games on your system, it's like probably like you would if you wanted a console like and you didn't have a computer and you wanted a console that had like the most amount of games in terms of your options because Nintendo is kind of limited. Um, that's the console that you would get because it's the cheapest and most reliable option that's on the market right now, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully it stays like that. I think they'll find a way,
I
but
hope we never switch to
they
fully digital. I
also
know
that
PlayStation was like, you
yeah.
have the option, and I'm like worried their next one will be like, you don't get the option anymore. It's just digital.
Right, they're slowly gonna just phase it
Don't do
out.
that. People still like physical copies of games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, if they do it, they'll probably eventually release a console with a CD or yeah, a CD port because people are gonna be vocal about it.
Yeah,
Gamers are gonna fucking yell. If gamers are gonna do anything, they're gonna complain.
they're gonna cry and piss their pants.
And they're gonna cry and piss their pants, which is good for this because shit, I'd prefer to have my
I
CD disk
refuse to
drive
go
still in
fully
my console.
digital. I don't know if this is a boomer take, but I do not want to go fully digital.
I think it's just a sane take. Knowing how
Honestly,
greedy corporations and everything are, even with a CD, I don't want to give away the like little bit of the ownership I have with the CD I have.
yeah. Kind of wish my computer still had a disc tray. You know,
Yeah,
they don't have them anymore.
No.
same here.
You have to get an external one if you
You have
want to
to get
use
an
the very
external
big
one.
disc.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is like so lame. Take me back to the days where you got like Roller Coaster Tycoon on a disc.
And your computer just had a disk drive, yeah.
Yeah. I don't, I don't know.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope they don't go digital. It's feeling like that though.
It does. It's cheaper for them, and you technically don't own your game, so they have a lot more power.
So they have a lot more power, right?
So I understand why they do it, but I don't want it. It's not something that I desire to go fully digital on any console. I
Yeah, because
always
you
have
can
preferred physical versions of
do it
games.
anyways, even if you have a console with a CD or with a disk drive.
Yeah, you
You
can still get
can
digital
literally just get
games.
digital games, yeah.
I don't see a reason to force people to only be able to get digital games.
Right.
I think it's it's a smart idea to have the option of it because the digital one is a little bit cheaper, so maybe having the slightly cheaper version of your console makes sense, but I'll at least just have the option for the disc tray.
Right. Right. I agree. I agree.
That being said, what is your guys' favorite consoles since we're talking about it?
Ooh. Of all time?
It.
Uh, sure. I think we've said that before.
I think we have.
Yeah.
Mine's probably gonna be
What's
the
your
same.
current favorite console then?
Steam Deck. Hands
Mm.
down.
So I think we did do of all time. I think we all we all loved GameCube. I
Yeah,
think we were
GameCube.
all
Yeah.
GameCube fans.
GameCube's always got a place in my heart. I love
Yeah.
that console.
What
GameCube did everything
current
right.
Yeah.
consoles? We'll say current consoles.
Right now. Oh, of like current ones we can get.
Or
Current ones
currently
you can
have.
get right now, yeah.
I'm still gonna say Steam Deck because it does everything I need it to. It runs really well. It's very convenient.
I'm gonna
Fair,
be a
fair
basic
enough.
bitch and say PS5. I do really like the PS5, and I'm glad I got it. I was really scared because it was expensive, even on sale, but I like it. Good games, good console, pretty menus and everything. I like the controller also. Fits good in my hands.
Did they ever end up adding back dynamic themes?
I'm not sure.
Like animated backgrounds, basically.
I'll
Because
have to
that
check.
was people's gripe with it. They got rid of it, and everyone was like, why?
I'll check. I haven't actually checked that. Ooh, I hope they brought that back. That'd be really nice.
That
Yeah, I like having the animated background.
that reminds me. It's actually gonna be a tangent here.
Hmm.
The anime background got me. Do either of you have an Android phone?
Yes.
No, I did. I used to a little bit ago.
Mm. All right, and Farrah, I know you're not going to download this, but I'm gonna put this knowledge out there. If you have an Android phone and you have TikTok, you can search for something like I searched for Elden Ring wallpaper. You can download the slightly animated like wallpapers as phone background screen or like lock screen stuff, and it looks cool.
Only if you have TikTok?
Only if you have an Android.
Only
Does
if you
not
have
work for
TikTok.
iPhone. And yeah, you have to download TikTok. You find one you like. You just like if you
Oh.
find one you like, you hit the share button. If you scroll down, it's not on all of them, but on a good amount of them, there's like a set as on the bottom of the share thing.
Oh, okay.
There's something
Interesting.
similar on iPhone, but it's like live images instead of actually being animated.
Yes, I do know
But
about the
it's
live
not.
images. I know
It's
you
not
can
the
also
same.
have like an image show as your lock
Yeah.
screen and stuff.
Yeah.
My current favorite console, I actually don't have any new consoles. Some cheap and I will only buy them until once
Valid.
the day they stop making games for the Xbox One and the PS4, then I'll be forced to buy
Right.
one. But I actually got a PS4 like 3 years ago. Like I'd never had a PlayStation console. I've only ever grown up with Xbox.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten a console on release. I've always waited years. Because I'm just like, oh well, they still release games on the old one, so what's the point? Um, but I have to say I do like the Series S and X. I like. First of all, I love that it looks like a big brick.
Yeah, mini
Brilliant
fridge.
design. Brilliant design. Love that. I don't want the futuristic bullshit that PlayStation's trying to put out. Give me brick console. That's what I'm looking for. I want it
That's
to.
so
This is why I
stupid.
love the GameCube. Just give me a big old fucking rectangle or square. That's what I'm here for. And yeah, I think in terms of like playability, the PlayStation and Xbox are really very similar. So there's not a lot of differences. I mean, obviously they have a different UI, but it's kind of it. Like they're very similar. So, and just
Yeah.
because it looks like a big fucking like it looks like a mini fridge, I prefer the Xbox over the PlayStation.
I think that's valid.
Bring back the original Xbox design where it was like actually an X on a box. I loved
Yeah, it was the
that
little
design.
Xbox.
I loved
Bring
that
that
design.
back. I agree.
I grew up with Xbox though, so I'm biased.
Also, same here. That's why it's so funny. I betrayed my roots. If little Arva heard me say that I like the PS5 as my current favorite console, ooh,
How dare you? I can't play Gears
ooh,
of War on PlayStation.
right. Forza, where's your Forza Motorsports and Gears of War and Halo?
Ah, Halo.
Bitch, we don't even need Xbox for that anymore. We can just do most of that shit on PC now.
I can play it on my Steam
Well,
Deck.
yeah, that's the nice thing about Xbox being owned by Microsoft is that they have Game Pass Ultimate and that you can play on PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
That's the advantage that they have over PlayStation.
There's so
For
many games
sure.
on PlayStation I would want to play on PC.
Bloodborne,
Or
please.
just somewhere else. Yo, Bloodborne, please!
Ghost of
Please,
Tsushima,
Bloodborne!
please.
Please, right? Like, there's PlayStation has a lot of good games, but they're just purely limited to PlayStation, which is fine. But I would prefer if they were a bit more broad.
Yeah,
Sad.
it
Maybe
is.
one day.
Yeah. I mean, if you
They
have an
love their
Elgato, you
exclusives, though.
can kind of play on
Right.
PC, but nobody buys an Elgato unless you're a streamer. Like, no regular Joe is buying a fucking
Right.
Elgato.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the only reason I have it's because I'm a streamer. Otherwise, I would have no reason to have
No,
one.
yeah, I would never. I would be like, I'm just gonna play it on the console.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're big into like, you know, uh, if you have an Xbox and a PlayStation and you're willing to pay for it, it is nice to have the option to play on console or on PC, especially for multiplayer games. Because if you're playing something like Halo, I mean, Halo was originally made for a controller, so I play Halo with a controller. Sorry
Hmm.
if that's a hot take, but um, if you want to play online multiplayer, it's probably better to play on PC.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can switch. And you have that option to switch where if you normally play on PC, but you're going away or for some reason, and you can take your console with you, then you can still have your game because they transfer over your saves and stuff.
I'm fascinated to see how he's gonna pick a winner of this.
Oh.
Coin flip? Oh.
Good question. Ooh, I could pick who. Ooh, whose favorite console's the better? Which
Between
I like
Steam Deck
better.
and Xbox.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
Ooh, oh, this is hard though because they're also both good consoles. Fuck. The way that we all chose like one of like the three. Steam
Nobody's
Deck.
favorite console's Nintendo unless you're 7 years old.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. So we chose the big three: PlayStation 5, the new Xboxes, and the Steam Deck. Shit. all very good. All I would like to have. Most of them I do have. You know what? I'm gonna go with Steam Deck on this one,
Woo!
just because I love the Switch,
Ew.
and the Steam Deck is just a stronger version,
Mm-hmm.
a much stronger version.
Yeah.
And
it
I'm
is.
really liking the portable console handheld thing going on right now because I fucking love portables. I love portable consoles and handhelds so much. Oh my god. I just wish they're more powerful, and now that they're getting more powerful, it's perfect. Oh my god. Except for they're big and they die quickly.
I do. Well, you need a lot of battery life to
You
handle
can,
those
it's
games.
true. Yeah. But yeah,
can always
West,
buy
you'll be the winner of this episode.
Woo!
Fine.
Woo!
Less work for me.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't be mad. Do you have a winner speech?
Buy a Steam Deck. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like, in all actuality, I fucking love the thing.
Hashtag not sponsored.
No, I wish I
Right,
was
not yet.
sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it plays almost everything. Like, if you look at it, I think it's like, oh, Steam Deck compatible. That doesn't actually mean shit. Like, you can go from like Baldur's Gate to Amnesia: The Bunker to The Witcher 3, even to like strategy games like Warhammer. It all works. You just have to more or less ignore the thing. It's like, hey, this isn't verified. All that means is people have tested it to see. Everything runs on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, buy a Steam Deck. They're cool.
I agree. It's true. I want one really bad one day. Farah, lose your speech.
Mini fridge supremacy.
It's still so stupid. I remember people thinking it was like an actual fridge when they announced it. They were like, the new Xbox. And everyone's like, Xbox
And then they
fridge?
made one. They
And then they
made an
made a
Xbox mini
Xbox
fridge.
fridge.
Yeah, bro. Listen,
That's how you
I
do
am a
it.
big fan of squares in general. I like the GameCube. I like Xbox. I love square cars. We love the square looking I'm big square stan. Circle lovers, stay out.
Right.
Fuck you, everyone who drives a
You tell
Ford
'em.
Taurus, I guess.
Right. We're only fucking with Nissan cubes here.
Yes, we love cubes. Cubes and rectangles. I'm inclusive. I'll include rectangles, but no circles. Circles stay out. I'm a
Right.
circle hater.
No rounded edges either.
Yeah, no. I want that shit to cut me when I accidentally brush up against it.
Based and real. Well, thanks guys for listening to another episode. Another video game themed episode. I'm so sorry. This is what happens when you put 3 video game nerds in a fucking room
We're
together.
very original.
Yeah.
Or very original, and we definitely don't talk about video games all the time. I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank you again for listening. You know where to find us. I am Arva69 on all other platforms. Arva on Twitch. Woo. Westy HCC on all platforms. And then for Farah the Bat on all platforms. Please check them out and support them. Support us, please. Please, we
I don't
need
know
the
if you
clout.
just heard that, but I
Please.
just hit my hand against my desk. And it hurt really bad.
I didn't hear that. You just self-reported. You could have stayed quiet.
We would have never
I-
known.
We
I
would've
saw
never
my
known.
reactive light up. I thought you heard it.
Nope.
It might have been like a split second.
AFK, can you like bass boost me smacking my wrist against
Turn up really
my-
loud.
Anyway,
I'm,
you can
like,
follow
talking.
Farah Pop.
Yeah, follow Farah Bang. That's why you should follow Farah for more bass boosted wrist hitting, hand hitting on the desk.
That's what I'm here for.
Right. With that being said, see you guys later. See you guys in the next episode for Westy hosting. And thanks again for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.